something longer than a couple days. If this happens 6 to 9 months, then again, it amplifies it, 1,000 to a million fold. So if we truly have an outage that is nationwide, that lasts 9 months, the EMP Commission, which is a commission that was mandated by U.S. Congress, and it has much more authority and better funding than a congressional committee. They found that as many as 90% of Americans would die.
90% of Americans, what's 90% of 360 million people?
Yeah, so it's like 300 million. So
300 million people wiped off the map just like that. And how long did you say that would take?
9 months.
9 months?
That was the metric that the EMP Commission utilized.
And what does it look like if our power grid goes down?
So it really becomes almost zombie apocalypse. And it's horrific because we think about loosening the rule of law. And so we have George Carlin, a clip from, one of his comedy tours in a movie. And he says, you can't count on the police or the National Guard. They'll be at home protecting their own family. And that's exactly true.
I don't think people realize how much chaos and how miserable it will become when the power grid goes down. And just, I've known this is coming for a long time. And when I first started looking into, me and my wife lived in Florida. We went through a hurricane, and anybody who lives in Florida, the population just continues to increase and increase. And now after 2020 and COVID, with all the mandates, all these people that want freedom are just pouring in there like it's nobody's business. And well, we moved up here about 5 years ago to Tennessee, and we went through a hurricane. Here's what happens in a hurricane. If anybody's been through one, they obviously know, but grocery stores are completely wiped out within about 48 hours of a hurricane coming. Just the news alone, people go into panic mode, and there goes all the water, there goes all the bread, there goes all the meat, all the frozen food, all the vegetables, anything you can think of, it's gone. Gasoline, gone. The lines go around, the lines can be over a mile long sometimes. Plywood, gone. Why do you need plywood? To keep looters out and to keep debris that the hurricane's going to throw at your house from breaking windows. All the plywood's gone. All the generators are gone because everybody knows the power is going to go out. Everything that you can think, you can't even escape it because I believe it was Matthew, there was a stop and go traffic jam on Highway 95, and that went all the way from Miami to Atlanta, Georgia. Stop and go traffic. There is no escape. And so when we went through that, that hurricane, that, if I remember correctly, that wound up being kind of over embellished by the news. But it did paint a picture of what it's going to be like with all these new people. I mean, Florida's worried that they're not going to be able to flush the toilets in a couple of years. There's so many people down there now. So we moved up here. We're talking about.
Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation to you, Akim, out there has been pushing this road in truth and in sincerity. I ran across this video on TikTok where it's talking about a grid outage, EMP attack, solar flares, electronic magnetic pulse, and short for EMP. And within that, if that scenario was to happen, he bringing out scenarios that took place during the hurricane when he got caught up. Can you imagine an EMP attack, electromagnetic pulse, where all the lights go out, whether it's for a week, 2 weeks, a couple of months? All hell's gonna break loose, man. You're gonna have groups of looters doing what they want, disregarding what the law has to say. And that's that sedition among men that's spoken about in Second Ezra, the 15th chapter. I think it's around the first couple of verses, you know. But hey man, it's gonna get real ugly out here. And we've been telling you, and y'all refuse to take heed. Now, if this scenario was to take place, what do you think is going to happen? I have a few scriptures. Abba Ratazayu Akimate be edified. Let's get straight into it. If this take place, which it could happen, it says you have looters, you have rioters, you have thieves, people gonna be raping women, murdering women, committing all kind of atrocities throughout and across America. And there's no escaping it. You jump in your car, most of these cars are not going to start because they got that chip. Everything is electronically now, man. So if it's an EMP attack, your car's not going to work. The only way your car will work if you have a 80s or early 80s, late 70s model. Who's driving those right now? Late 70s, early 80s model cars. We talk about Chevy Novas, and other old cars that don't even make anymore. So if you don't have a Chevy Nova, a 1979, 1980 Chevy Nova, or any other car that was made back in the early late 80s, late 70s, early 80s, then you're done. You're gonna be stuck. This is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword of their destruction draweth nigh. And that word woe means destruction. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. That's about the whole entire world. But if an EMP attack in America, you know, if there's an EMP attack on America's grid, electrical grid, then that woe is going to come directly to America. And all the people in it, I'm talking about the feminists, these proud women, these gang-banging men, these different groups I had that's all about spreading wickedness and committing wickedness and doing all kind of manner of how can I say, do all manner of wicked things to other people, they're gonna be taken. So it's woe to the world, them that dwell in, for the sword and their destruction draweth near, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. And that's exactly what's going to happen, man. EMP attacks. The only time it's going to be safe in the streets is during the time of hopefully it will be safe in the streets. That's what people are going to be thinking during the daylight hours. But once nightfall hits, you better hope it's not an EMP attack in the wintertime. It's going to be crazy, you know? People are going to be freezing to death. People getting their houses broke in. Their goods taken. Their wives taken. It says, for the sword of destruction draweth near, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're not gonna care what Mayor Adams or whoever the mayor is at that particular time, or the governor, or what the president have to say. They're gonna do what they gotta do to survive. They're gonna do what they gotta do to eat. So it reads, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're going to do what the hell they want. They're going to go all out to feed their family. They're going to go all out to feed themselves. And it's going to be real bad out there for you women. Real bad out there for you women. And for children. And if you got a newborn, I feel sorry for you. Because not only do you have to protect yourself, you got to protect your newborn. Which is going to be nothing but a liability in that particular time. It says, A man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able because the city is going to be locked down. The city is going to be locked down. You're going to have the National Guard troops blocking off most of the bridges, going in and out of Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn. So you're not going to be able to travel freely. It's going to be curfews. So it's not going to be a lot of traveling freely out here. You're going to have to travel by stealth. And if you get caught, they're going to shoot you down on the streets. Or they're going to snatch you up, throw cuffs on you, stuff you, and throw your ass headfirst to a concentration camp. That's the times we're coming to. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able, for the house, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Because of their pride, man. And what it says in 2 Ezra 8 and 50. Great missions going to come upon them. Let's just get it real quick. Because they have walked in great pride. Let's just get it real quick. This is 2 Ezra. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, people think it's a game out here. This is 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. It says, and it reads, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world because they have walked in great pride. And America is full of pride, man. The citizens of America, they filled with pride, arrogance. Hey, we in Pride Month, man. I'm not gonna get into that, but Pride Month. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. To read it again. It says, let's get it real quick. All right. And man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You see that? And that's going into the great miseries, man. Because when you go to 2 Ezra 8 and 50, it says the same thing. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world because they have walked in great pride. And you can't tell me these women out here ain't proud as hell, man, with this feminist movement. They can get over on men like that. Filled with pride, man. All you gotta do is go to social media and you can see the lewdness of these women and how they carry themselves. When you go into that road Hussy, Hussy, you break it down in etymology, it says a woman that commits lewd acts, inappropriate behavior. And what do you see on the internet? What do you see on TikTok? You see nothing but a bunch of twerk videos. Women acting out, showing their ass. Committed lewd acts, inappropriate behavior. Bucking up against men, trying to fight men. All that's going to come to a stop when all hell breaks loose. If these lights go out for a certain amount of days, whether it was 2 or 3 days, a week, a month, these women are going to be humbled. They're going to be looking for a man to protect them. But prior to the lights going out, I don't need no man. I'm an independent black woman. I'm an independent Hispanic woman. But they're going to need some help in that time because all hell's going to be breaking loose. Yo. Oh, wow. So, let me get a precept real quick. That brings to mind Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. And the reason why these women are on social media cutting a fool and committing lewd acts and twerking and showing their body, inappropriate behavior, because the Lord deprived them of wisdom. Let me hold this right here, Isaiah 32, and let me get this real quick in Job 39 verse 17, and it reads, because Yahweh have deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. What time she lifteth up herself on high, she scorneth the horse and his rider. Hey, going into how these women are, man. The Lord ain't imparted to them wisdom, not to be committing little acts on social media, that's totally degrading yourself while you in your youth, while you pretty, being promiscuous, and then when you up in age, while you young, you giving that milk away. You giving them, but as you become up in age, when you start getting into your 30s, your mid 30s, and your mid and late 30s, now you want somebody to buy the cow. But meanwhile, when you was young, you was being promiscuous, giving the milk away for free. Everybody had their mouth on the titty, so to speak. But now you want to sell the cow. You want somebody to buy the cow and take care of the cow and nourish the cow. It's not going to happen. And most of you women at that age, you'll become cows, literally. Because you eat unhealthy foods. This is not about getting on the women, but this is about how the time is going to change, how everything is going to be, everything is going to be at a point where it's going to be every man for themselves. And now to see what this feminist that you live by is going to get you. Because the Most High deprive you of wisdom. You don't understand that, hey, let me try to get a husband while I'm young and beautiful and cultivate and nourish in a relationship with that husband and have a family. But no, you're out there just being promiscuous and being hussies, whatever you want to call it. And when that time comes, you want to settle down. Now you're like, damn, I'm 40 years old, no kids, and ran through. And now you through. Because nobody wants you. So now when all hell break loose, who's going to be there to protect you? Other than your feminist, way of thinking. And that ain't going to get you far. That ain't going to get you far at all. Isaiah 32, verse 39. Salakia, Isaiah 32 and 9, Salakia. Kind of lost my train of thought real quick. Salakia 32 and 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Right now, you're at ease. You're getting child support from 4 or 5 different men at $150, $170 a pop for one child. You're getting wig. You got somebody to get your hair done, somebody to get your nails did, to buy you expensive shoes, to pay your rent, to pay your car note. So you at ease right now. You got the best jobs. He says, rise up, you women that are at ease, hear my voice. How you gonna hear the Lord's voice? Through his prophets. We out there warning you. If there's an EMP attack, what do you think? How you women gonna survive? When all hell's breaking loose. When you got every time at nightfall, it's gonna be something like sort of the purge. Men busting down doors and don't live in the projects. You definitely through. Men busting down doors, raping you, raping your children, your daughters. Don't have teenage daughters, 17, 18-year-old daughters, or 14, 15-year-old daughters. You and your daughter gonna get raped. It's harsh, but that's the reality. Because most of these women, they thrive on being single mothers. Being a mother and a father. Without a man in the household. That's why the kids are all bugged out of their mind. Because why they're growing up on social media. The streets is raising her son, and social media is raising their daughters to be promiscuous, to perform inappropriate behavior online for the whole world to see. But soon that's going to come to an end. When there's no internet, when all the goodies is stopped, then we're going to see with the feminist movement and being a single black woman and being a single mother get you. No husband in the house, no one to protect you but the police. And the police ain't gonna be out there because they'll be like George Carlin said, they're gonna be protecting their own family. They're leaving you to the elements. It says back in Isaiah 32 verse 9, rise up ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. The speech that the prophets are speaking is from the Lord, Yahweh, why Yahweh shot. But they're not taking heed. But they will. What is it? The book of Sirach, 11 verse 25, in the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. But in the day of affliction, there's a forgetfulness of prosperity. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture. The book of Sirach, 11 verse 25. Because when all hell break loose and there was an EMP attack, you can't get no money at the ATM. All the stores is gonna be cleared of food. You ain't have no water. So now what you gonna do? If you want your monthly flour, you're not gonna be able to take care of yourself. You can't groom yourself because the lights are out, you can't see. So now how you gonna look all dolled up, you know what I'm saying, and pretty? Reality's gonna hit you. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless women, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. Ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. When all hell break loose, man, you think they're gonna be these trucks gonna be delivering food to these supermarkets? You're not gonna be able to get up and go to work. Get yourself all dolled up for your Edomite boss. And then, if you do have a man, you come home, put curls in your hair, and look all any old kind of way for your husband or for your boyfriend. Oh, that's going to stop. It says, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fall, the gathering shall not come. Tremble ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and girt sackcloth upon your loins. Then they shall lament for the teats and for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Yeah, you ain't gonna have no more goodies, man. Or the teats are the goodies that you've been Section 8, been awarded Section 8, welfare, SNAP program, WIC. Like I stated earlier, different men, different baby fathers, so you're getting different child support checks. So you living a good life right now, for now. But them teeth gonna fail. It says, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine, upon the line of my people shall come up thorns and briars. Yeah, upon all the houses of joy in the cities of Jerusalem. And it's like in the joyous city. Yep. The joyous city right now is America. This is talking about during the time of calamity coming upon Judah in the land of Israel. But this is talking about the joyous city now is America for these women. Oh, it's gonna come to an abrupt end real soon. Real soon. It's gonna come to an abrupt end. You know? And it is what it is, my man. It is what it is, lady. Because when you go deeper into it, you had time to learn of this truth. But you forsake the ways of the Most High. This is 2nd Esdras 9, verse 9. Then shall they be in a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they have cast them away despitefully. Let me read it again. 2nd Esdras 9, verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. You're going to dwell in torments. No food, scared for your life. Every time the sun go down, you shucking and trying to find ways to hiding under the bed. That ain't going to save you. They going to kick in the door and look everywhere. And don't be one of them women that had got men that crossed the man and did them dirty. They're going to come looking for you. And that's going to be that. It says, for such as in their life have received benefits, like you women, and have not known me, and they that have lost my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. See? The same must know after death by pain. That's your ass. If an EMP attack happens, what are you men going to do? Furthermore, what you women going to do? They are weaker than men. They're going to get caught up. They're going to be taken in the great number. 2nd Esdras 5 and 1. We've been telling you these things. So, you better get ready. It's going to be a long, bumpy ride. And if this happens in the wintertime, oh my God. It's going to be nothing but pain. Nothing but excruciating pain and death. Shalom.